just can. I'm talking a lot. Why am I still talking? Can I just be quiet? My phone's 20 minutes. If any of you play GTA on Xbox One, and they're trying to figure out a way to stream videos from there from my Xbox as well. I think it's too hard. SMG, the purple thing down there, more like it would be, what the heck is this? Okay. If I am shooting them, probably won't die soon. I am shooting. Get a win on Fortnite. Imagine getting the old shot. From me, definitely. My leg is kind of out of place with this thing. Much more harder because it's also broken. Ay. This is my newer YouTube channel. Ever since I knew YouTube was a thing, I had my own email and everything. Never had a camera. Still ash coming off of the building. What do you mean? What was that in your place? I've died like 10 times already from it. Hello. if anyone plays Rainbow Six on Xbox as well. Mostly add me or me and whoever wants to play together. Let me stay in them for a while for like another 2 more hours. This is just a test run too. Oh wow, look at that, mate. I think my dude's stomach is way too hungry, way too full. I should really get it. Imagine me just see 100 people in my lobby right now. Just all right. Now that was step one. Someone over there. How about we go say hello? Buddy, I'm sorry that I shot you. I think it is a dream. Or I think it's just because there's so much pressure on my leg. I ain't really mad. There ain't no reason to. I think I'm allowed to take it off. I don't know. How about we play Filled and head feels like it's getting, my foot feels like it's getting ripped off my body. A few more minutes. I'm just hoping that someone knows, like 5 people at least, would want to add my username and play with me on my Xbox or on my PS4. Mamacita, that hurt. Oh. How about getting melted? Yeah. Much better. There you go, Peplink. Nice Peplink. How about we land? I land here. Now I have thing. sure I have a thing for it. Like I'm pretty sure I have a thing for it. Like, yep, see? I picked the spot and everyone else, like, the bunnies they are following me. Mate, give up. It ain't gonna work. There's 4 of us. Technically 3, but still 4. Why don't I sound like a little baby when I talk? Goo goo gaga. Something when I'm tired. No. Stupid fly. Will work if you hit the chest until only at 50. I don't think that will work, but been testing it. I don't think it have one. Good zone. Mostly good zone placement. I know because it's pretty much the old-fashioned. Why would the old that gun that got vaulted right like instantly got like back? That just up there should have you. If there's anyone tuning in, hello, how are you? It's probably gonna be an epic fail or epic win. No. You know. Yeet. That's my ad revenue. Low. Oh. No. No, man. No, die on my watch. Never mind. I got distracted. No man left behind. Oh god, never mind. Maybe a man left behind because I did. Oh, hello, how are you? Please do not open. Touche. Ah, sweaty palms. Lag, you stupid lag. Someone come get me. You. Come on. Don't be afraid, I ain't gonna bite. Maybe. Gotcha. Rise. Out of the pure water. Why do I sound so epic and so creepy at the same time? Thanks for the bandages, man. Why sound so creepy? Only if I didn't have sweaty palms. probably get a remote controller that's perfectly made for me. Hi. Okay. So, I'm just gonna go mine some rock. What's up, dude? Ah, eyelashes. The size of a baby mannequin. Oh, well, well. Yeah, you think I know? I just got popped in the dome twice. Count once, but it's an expression. Yeah, my turn now. I'm at 11 health and you know I'm done. I'm just gonna watch some YouTube videos real quick for right now. You're way too loud. I feel like I'm just Ninja LTM, where you have to be a god. Do orders 5. I wish I was famous. I wish I was rich. At least that. I wish I was something. I'm just so bored of dealing with this crap. Da, 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 da. Here's the one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You used to love me no more. I could barely understand you anymore. But when I do, you make no sense to me. Because you say to do something that I don't hear. But I guess you thought it in your head, but you didn't say it to me. So I don't care anymore. I thought I told you to never mess with me, because I'm a little bit crazy. But I've been trying to make sure that you know that it's me and only me. I've been trying so much to make sure that you know, but you barely even listen to me anymore. My leg is somehow broken. I don't care. You want me to take out the trash? do something that is totally not important. I don't care, whatever. You could hire a maid, I don't care. If you want me to do something, well, have fun by yourself. I won't do anything for you anymore. I'm done. Let me be. I just wanna play. I just wanna make some money, at least 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I don't care. I just want some money, for I could actually buy a camera for everyone could see who the person is that they are watching. I don't care, whatever. Go ahead, just split me. I don't give two craps anymore. I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried. I'd rather be at home playing Fortnite or playing GTA or playing Rainbow. I'm done. You guys could do it by yourself. You could go home by yourselves. I'm getting in the car, driving it home, and staying inside like another doors, and you could just knock on the door when you want to come inside. I don't care anymore. You could tell me a bunch of lies. I don't care. You want me to think something that you don't even know. I know a lot of stuff that you guys think that I'm wrong. I don't care. Go ahead. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't give two craps anymore. Go ahead. I don't care. That's what a piece of what I think about my mama. She died. My mama, she died. My mama, she died. You know what? Let's do.
Hacking is commonly associated with negative things. And for instance, online game hackers, not cool. However, console hackers sometimes come up with some pretty cool stuff. Hi folks, it's Guffin, and today on Game Ranks, 7 things PS4 hackers have accomplished. Just as a quick disclaimer before we get into anything, doing hacking stuff on the PS4 can have consequences. If they catch you doing it on an account, there's a good chance they'll ban that account. So just be careful with any of this stuff. We obviously can't condone it, but some of it is pretty damn interesting. With that in mind, let's start off with number 7. A man named Alexandro Sanchez is working on a PlayStation. Alexandro Sanchez. It does continue.
This is supposed to be duos. I don't see my teammate. I don't know. I think I may have glitched Fortnite in some way. If there's a hacker or a modder out there that knows how that plays on Xbox, PS4, or PC, that could help me make a lot of money on my Xbox, on GTA. Send them my username or my else. Okay, you know what, whatever.
His update videos, his Twitter.
Why is not me? Why do I not have a duo partner?
which is also his name on Reddit, where he posts updates.
Okay.
Now, I will say that some inherent things about the PS4 mean you have to actually have a PS4 console to fire up the emulator the first time. It just has to do with encryption and things like that. But given it's a low-level emulator and it's really only truly emulating the GPU, it will probably actually have less system requirements than your typical emulator, maybe even lower than the PlayStation 3 emulator, which is cool. Coming in at number 6, you can now run Linux on the PS4 thanks to a gentleman named Valentin Brez, or Bryce, forgive the mispronunciation if so. He's been gradually getting it working on more and more firmware, most recently getting it running on 5.01 and 5.05, and it will now work with PS4 Pro due to a kernel exploit that allows you to load this Linux installing tool. The tool he created is very simply called PS4 Linux Loader, and he has a compatibility list on his Twitter, which is at Valentin Bryce. Again, apologies for mispronouncing, if so, but that's VALENTINBREIZ. He regularly posts updates, and I can tell you right off, if your PS4 is formatted with a FAT file system, it won't work. You'll need to have it formatted differently than that. However, the USB stick you'll need to insert to your PS4 has to be formatted with a FAT32 file system, and although this has been a lot of numbers and a lot of semi-technical talk, the important thing is that basically allows people to do a lot of really cool things, including homebrew games on the PS4, but for a lot of people it's cool to just be able to run Linux at all on the system, and in the future we'll probably see some interesting stuff come from just that. Coming in at number 5, there's a PlayStation 4 remastered version of Parappa the Rapper, which is a fun game, might I add. But the remastered version actually turns out to be a PSP emulator. As it turns out, the reason why it looks so much better on the PS4 is you're actually able to swap out textures using this emulator with high-resolution textures. So really, the remastering, all it was just making high-resolution versions of the art and injecting it into the original PSP code, which is neat. And hackers with jailbroken PS4s have been checking in on what else works with this emulator. Hackers got games like Patapon and Loco Roco running, and various PS4 hackers have been working on essentially using this game to allow for the running of other games on the emulator on the PS4. Now what's interesting is that, in theory, teams of people could remaster any PSP game if they can get it running on the emulator and swap out high-resolution textures, which I think is cool as hell. Now, you could have both upscales, upreses, technical remasters of games, or you could have modifications of the visuals of games, which I also find quite interesting to think about. People did the same thing back when they started releasing PS2 games via emulators, and in my opinion it puts a lot of ingenuity on display. Very cool. Coming in at number 4, remember when I was talking about how you can get Linux operating on your PS4, and how that could open up the doors for some fairly cool things? Well, did you know that if you have a Linux machine, you can make it into a Linux Steam machine? A modder by the name of Osiris X managed to get Arch Linux running on PS4 and then installed the Steam client. The footage he posted is of him playing Bastion, and it basically looks like it's supposed to. He's recording his own TV with a camera, so it's really kind of tough to tell exactly what the frame rate is, but it doesn't look bad. The Steam interface looks like it's running like it's supposed to, and he claims that most games run fine on low to medium settings, which is very interesting. Now for me, the thing that is most appealing about this is the idea of playing Left 4 Dead or Portal or Half-Life on the PS4. Coming in at number 3, kind of less cool things, a guy named Adam Mudd, a teenager, had been running a attack-for-hire business with a program he created when he was 16 called Titanium Stressor. Basically, you could pay him money to carry out DDoS attacks. He personally carried out about 594. I'm assuming that other people were able to use the program because ultimately he was responsible for 1.7 million breaches. He ultimately made somewhere between $400,000 and $500,000 from this, and I'm guessing that's probably why they were so harsh to him in their response, which is, I mean, they gave him a 2-year jail sentence at age 20 for stuff that he did when he was 16, which is actually quite a bit if you consider precedence and his age. I mean, it's pretty wild. Coming in at number 2, a guy was just jailbreaking PS4s and selling them in California. This one isn't quite as amazing in of itself.
I don't even know how you jailbreak a PS4.
Is like a shocking thing to do.
Bro, like literally, how do you jailbreak a PS4? It's literally impossible for me. I wish I knew. Or I could, like, mod. Nice. Ooh, I see big things. I see enormous things.
Video game graphics have changed so much over the last few decades.
Yeah, for girls, definitely. Talk about Fortnite. Fortnite, Epic, wanna explain why you have done something really creepy? For some people, it's really creepy. For me, I like it. Probably. I bet some girls just don't like Epic games in general. I know, I like it. I think it's stupid. Girl, you don't know what you like. Shut up. Stupid. Hey, rubber ducky. I see you, fool. Come here, fool. Giant rock. What? Another day!
So we were thinking, why not go back and have a look?
It's pointless to even leave the match.
The 10 best video game graphics then versus now. Number 10, the original Doom versus Doom 2016. Now, there's some obvious differences between these two games. First off, all the monsters in the original Doom are sprites. All the monsters in the Doom 2016 reboot are high polygon count character models. On top of that, the world of Doom is actually kind of a trick. I won't go into deep depth, but it's essentially drawn out in 2D, and because of this, you can't have rooms on top of rooms. In Doom 2016, obviously, that's totally changed. You can 3D model anything you want, and the kinds of hardware-software limitations that we had in the 1990s are essentially non-existent today. In the original Doom, characters were sculpted from clay and photos were taken. Weapons were toys, spray-painted and photographed, being held by one of the artist's arms. There's nothing like that now. Although it is kind of remarkable just how close the tone is with these two versions of Doom. The original Doom experiencing so many technical limitations, while the new Doom basically made it so you could do anything that's in your imagination. People just wanted to imagine the old Doom. I mean, with 3D polygonal rendering, much better effects, and a polish that was not even imaginable at that time, but still. Number 9, Call of Duty 1 versus Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and, well, the difference may not be quite as drastic as Doom.
It was a matter of Black Ops 1.
Looking at these two games next to each other might kind of shock you just how different they are. The original Call of Duty came out on Microsoft Windows. It was 2003, and a lot of the technology of the
what the heck is wrong with Black Ops 1? Call of Duty, whatever.
Very, very rudimentary weather. Boxy character models. Pretty much nothing in the way of vegetation. and very little detail. Whereas if you look at Call of Duty Black Ops 4, basically every frame is gorgeous. It's such a well-realized, beautiful game that even if you aren't super happy about
there ain't no
the
gore.
inclusion of a campaign,
There ain't no
it's
arm
still
whipping
great.
off.
Like if you're
Black
talking
Ops
about
3
outdoor
had that.
environments, there's
Yeah, what up
grass,
now?
there's beautiful
Shut up,
reflective
man.
water, there's hills. It's never just a plain. It looks more like a real place, but interiors are all.
It looks like Black Ops 4.
Wires
Every game's the same.
Everything's got texture, weapons,
Chill.
hugely detailed. And well, what we saw way back in 2003 was certainly.
If someone paid me $1 million just to play a game that I barely knew anything about, I would play anyways, just for the heck of it. That was the point not to. Ooh, I'm gonna have to hit my stream shit. It almost hit. It's almost at an hour. How long have I been on? What? Where do you wanna go, bud? I'll follow you. Robot, come on. Here, man. Because I don't know what the frick you're doing. Just come here. Oh, 1, 2. Mouse. 3. Gotta count if I know how many people. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I'm toast. Maybe not. I had a crappy pistol. I wish the pistol was banned. But not that. How about that? I wish every pistol was banned.
Call of Duty 2003, but to see just how far Call of Duty has come these years is pretty wild. Number 8, way back in the year 2000, Spider-Man came out on PlayStation. Yes, the PlayStation, the first one. The difference between this game and the game that came out on the PlayStation 4 last year is almost impossible to completely describe. Well, I definitely have to give the 2000 Spider-Man a lot of credit for having an awesome color palette of various pastels and neons. That's about it. In order to seem like you're high up in the air, there's always fog on the ground. Part of the problem this creates is that they seem to have thought that all you have to have is the buildings that are part of the level, and for the most part, the other buildings are simply the background. They're drawn and they're way off beyond a bunch of fog, which really makes it not seem a lot like a city, or at very least a very strange city. And that's not to say it's a bad game, it's actually a pretty good game. And it actually uses the Tony Hawk Pro Skater engine. I'd say in a lot of respects it kind of lives up to that, although the fact that you basically don't have to be caring where the webs go can be a little distracting. Now, PlayStation 4 Spider-Man, wow. I would call that one of the bigger accomplishments in open world gaming, period. It's beautiful, it's detailed, it's big, it feels like there's so much to do at every moment. In every direction you look, and there's city. You want to go down to ground level, you do it. You want to never touch the ground, you don't have to. Generally speaking, anyway. Spider-Man on PS4 is beautiful, and it's beautiful while giving the player a pretty large amount of freedom. Something that just wasn't in the very linear Spider-Man 2000 video game. Part of that is certainly the graphical capability.
Peter Tinkle.
Number 7 is God of War 1 versus God of War 2018, and let's go ahead and say that these are two almost completely different games. The pacing of the original God of War game is very 1990s, mid-2000s action game. There are levels. The levels are more or less terrain that gives you a large amount of enemies coming your way. And God of War 2018 is kind of a slow-moving, story-oriented affair. There's certainly similarities between the two, but the gameplay styles are not that similar, and
I'm gonna end the
heavily in the graphics. The original God of War's camera was
video.
Rails, where God of War PS4 more or less encourages you to look at everything in detail. It's a beautiful game.
Stay animal.
It has nothing to hide. And while I don't necessarily think that having an on-rails camera is explicitly to hide the fact that a game is limited, technically speaking, it was certainly a thing a lot of mid-2000s games leaned on to keep their games at an acceptable level of detail. Number 6 is Battlefield 1942 versus Battlefield 5. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that there's actually some good stuff in the older games. They don't just give you a bunch of horizontal planes and call them levels. It does actually attempt...
Wonderful. Do I just simply... Let's put some music back on the back of it. Just some music.
To be visually non-uniform. However, it also came out in 2002, so keeping that in mind, it's pretty rudimentary. The gun models in 1942 are actually pretty well detailed. However, the animations leave something to be desired. In my opinion, they're pretty over-exaggerated, which isn't necessarily a bad thing again, considering that it was actually probably one of the better-looking games of its time. But even though it does work to have environments that break up a visual monotony, or rather don't create one, it's nothing compared to what you can see today. When you look at today's Battlefield 5, some of the environments could be mistaken for photos, and I realize that sounds ridiculous, but look at them, and especially look at them in comparison to the 1942 environments. You see individual rocks from a distance. You see texture that doesn't repeat itself. You see all of this sort of chaotic existence, not stuff that's repeating itself, and I think that that's really impressive. In fact, I think that recent Battlefield games are essentially some of the more impressive looking games out there. But again, looking back at the original, it was way ahead of everything else back then. So it's kind of a tradition that that's how this series works. Number 5 is Tomb Raider versus Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, yeah, there's some obvious things you can say about the original Tomb Raider, but at the time it was kind of a technological breakthrough. It looks borderline silly today, but you have to remember there's a reason that people thought it was, amazing looking, and that is that there was nothing else like that at all. It was basically the first mainstream game to have a 3D character model in it that reached the level of success it did. However, obviously, it's not a very realistic look, and some of the environments are just kind of a joke by today's standards. Now, again, that's not to take a dump on it. For its time, it was amazing. But looking at Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is an accomplishment of not only human character modeling and animation for that matter, this is a game that has worked to create facial animation and hair systems and clothing systems that really just look amazing after 3 iterations of the series. But environmentally speaking, you go from kind of blatantly fake to pretty well convincing if you're engrossed in the game. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is kind of beautiful if you consider all of the various lighting that it uses to achieve the desired effect. And there's nothing like that in the original Tomb Raider, just nothing. Not even close. So, number 4 is Star Wars Battlefront 2004 versus Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2017. Now, Battlefront 2004 is not a particularly detailed game. If we're talking about gameplay, it's probably a little bit dated in some respects, but if the modes that this game had were transferred into the current engine and graphical updates were made, it would certainly be a superior game to Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017, but I don't want to get too in the weeds comparing these games, because the graphics are just, they're not even comparable. The original Battlefronts were developed by Pandemic Studios, and really have that everything is a specific geometrical shape look of games of the time. With that in mind, it wasn't a bad looking game for the time, and it faithfully created an interesting Star Wars experience. Comparing that to Battlefront 2 2017, again, sort of